Hey guys, you are listening to Insights with Kathleen,
Please join us while we share our insights and experiences
with the hope to inspire you to look inside of yourself.
for the answers you already have.
As with all information we receive,
Take what speaks to you
and leave the rest.
She's always pointing at
I
me.
do like to point at her
She's always pointing at
so
me.
she knows who she is.
Hey, welcome back, everyone.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
Hope you enjoyed our very first video podcast.
There it is. Yes, our first video podcast. Now we have our second one. I'm enjoying the process. Da-da-da-da.
Sherry's making fun of me because I'm not wearing my headphones, but I told her, I didn't want to mess up my old lady hair.
Nah, you gotta flaunt it. You gotta flaunt it and be like, these locks, they can't be contained in headphones. That's really how you should have sold it to me. I would have been like, absolutely not. You never have to wear headphones
I told her
again.
she was the sound engineer. Why do I need to wear the headphones?
You know what? That's very true. And yeah, I feel like they make my head look smaller. So that's what.
Oh, is that it? It's a fashion statement.
It's a fashion statement for me.
See, and then I was just going to go into, because Cherry and I had already discussed a little bit earlier the topic she wanted to talk about. So,
right.
Because I was going to say, hey, this is about me trusting you.
Oh, look at
You're
how
welcome.
you brought that. Yes, it kind of brings us into our topic, right?
Right. Do share.
Okay.
Do share.
I will share. I guess the topic I wanted to talk about is kind of trust. And I know that's like a very large topic, but I guess what brought about that for me is how, I don't know if this happens to you guys, but do you ever hyper-analyze things in your head or scenarios? Like, say if you're going to like maybe a party, you're like, okay, I'm going to make sure I'm by this door and I'm going to be talking to these people and this situation's going to happen, and you're like kind of planning it in your head, but then you go and you actually have like a very different experience, but it's not bad. It's actually pretty good. And you're like, wow, that's better than I could have planned. So that's kind of what I'm dealing with today.
And it's really exciting stuff. I have this little dog. You can barely see the back of his head. He's like insistent he wants to be up on my lap.
All the dogs love Kathleen. So they're like all over her. So I'm trying not to trip.
So that's kind of exciting. That's very exciting news for you to let go of imagining and having every little nuance of life planned out and being surprised by life, and then just knowing how easy and how nice it can unfold.
Right. I feel like I'm a little bit in the transition of that, because I would just go from like black and white and like this experience is either like good or bad or, a success or a failure. And I would always plan things in my head, but I'm just starting to let go like ever so slightly a little bit of like, wow, I like when life surprises me like that.
Yeah, and I just want to say congratulations, though, too, on trusting a little bit.
Why, thank you.
That's like the first step.
Yes.
And it's hard. Trusting is hard.
It is very hard.
And trusting not just in ourselves.
Yes,
but trusting in the universe.
Yes. I did not realize I had trust issues with the universe until I slowly uncovered that within myself, and I was like, oh yeah, sometimes I'm scared the universe won't provide what I need, and maybe I need a backup plan in case the universe forgets about me.
Right. And what I really find interesting too is that trusting in the universe is kind of goes hand in hand with trusting with self.
Yes, there it is.
Yes. Definitely something that yours truly
right
has struggled with for a good bulk of her life. And I would imagine anybody who's had any kind of trauma struggles with the same thing.
Oh, for sure. You're right. And I feel like it goes tandem, just because I know for me, like I have a lot of trust issues within myself. Am I going to make the right decision? Is my intuition going to kick in? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I get very, nervous I'm making the wrong decision. So I overthink it in my head.
Yeah. And is it about making the wrong decision, or is it about, am I still going to be safe? Am I still going to be well? What happens if this is the wrong decision?
Right.
How am I going to get out of this?
Right.
How do I do this dance?
Yes.
Right? All of the above,
yes.
Right?
Yes.
So the best thing I think that we can do is, one, get out of our own heads.
Okay.
Two, look at it like it's a game.
All right.
Or an experiment.
Yeah.
Right? And just dare to be out there to play in that realm, right?
Right.
So maybe pick something small.
Okay. Yeah.
right? Something small, some little like event maybe that's coming up that maybe you have practiced planning every little nuance of that activity and what you think it could look like. And,
Right.
And all right, well, if this happens, this is what I'm going to do. And then if that happens, I'll do this. And then
Yes.
if this happens, this is what's going to, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because now you're spending all your energy and all your time being all wrapped up in your head.
Yes.
Missing out on all the other fabulous stuff that's happening
Oh, for sure.
in that moment.
Yes.
Because you're all here like, okay, I got to plan this. I got to do this. I got to do this. Oh.
Right.
So I encourage you. I encourage you. And I encourage you.
Okay. You and you.
Me. Next time something a little unfamiliar comes up.
Right.
Right? Maybe something that's new. Just to step into trusting that whatever unfolds, you got it.
Wow. That's a nicer mindset.
You know, I think too, it comes, there is no one fix all for this.
Right.
And because we're all different, we're all very unique. Each situation is different.
Right.
But I think what helped me to get more of where I am now regarding trust
Right.
is believing that the universe only wants the best for me.
Oh, that's so nice.
Right? That no matter what happens,
Right.
it is for my highest good. That I'm going to come out of this okay.
Right.
Because there is nothing that can happen to me that could really hurt me.
Right.
Now, what do I mean by that?
Yeah. What do you mean by that?
I mean, because obviously if a car hits me, I'm getting hurt. Right?
Right.
But what I mean as a soul, as an energy packet, as a spiritual being, because that's what we are. We are all spiritual beings
Right.
having human experiences. So as a spiritual being, I will always be fine.
Huh. That's what you mean when you say that.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it doesn't matter, you know, I mean, obviously it does matter, or else why would we be here?
Right.
So I don't want to downplay our experience of being here.
Right.
But it's our judgments that hold us back. It's our judgments that plays on trust.
Oh, that's a big one. I feel like that's a big seed you just hit. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
So if we are going to judge ourselves to be unworthy, or judge ourselves as to be inadequate,
Right.
or judge ourselves to be inept, well, it's going to be really hard for us to trust ourselves.
Right.
Then if it's hard for us to trust ourselves, how can we trust anyone else?
What?
I mean, that's the nugget right there.
I mean, yeah, that
Right?
that was it.
So it's trust is also confidence, and it's all these other like pieces that kind of go hand in hand.
Right.
Trust is also about feeling safe.
Yes, I know that was also a very big one for me. Like, I always like plan these things in my head because I'm like, okay, I always want to feel safe. Like, I have options, or I have plans, and like, you know, not falling without a parachute, so to speak.
Yeah, and sometimes we need those to take the baby steps.
Right.
So maybe just so we can feel safe, we have to have a general plan of something.
Right.
We have to have a general exit plan, possibly.
Right.
But maybe just let go of the finer details and just trust that it's going to be okay, because you already have the exit plan. You have the overall plan. Right? And then the next step would be to kind of like let that go. And of course, it's all situational.
Right.
You know, because, you know, I'm not saying don't have personal goals, don't have, you know, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, personal goals are good. They really are, because it gives us direction.
Yes.
It helps us set intentions. And intentions are important.
Intentions are very important.
Intentions are kind of like our North Star, if you will, or the arrow in the direction in which we want to go.
Right. No, that makes a lot of sense.
Right? So it's my intention to share with you my wisdom and knowledge, in the hopes that it lightens your load or opens up a whole new world to you or a different perspective, maybe bring you healing. That's fully my intention of sitting here doing what we're doing.
Right.
Right? So that's why we have these conversations.
Right.
You know, and earlier, your experience, you had an intention that you were going to get through that experience.
Right. Right.
With the least amount
Yes.
of hurt or trauma.
Yes.
Right? And because you set that intention, it happened.
Yes. I did not realize how important setting the intention was until like I met you, because I didn't even really think of it. I just wake up and like, okay, I'm having a day, but just setting that intention, like, you know what, I want to be in like flow or like have abundance today, and like I did that for a week, and like those things would come forth, which was
magical. It's like
feels,
magic.
Yeah, feel magical, and it's great.
Yeah. So set the intention to be trusting.
Right. Okay.
You know, and you could be selective.
Right.
And obviously, if there's somebody who's not trustworthy, I
yes,
just want to put that
please.
out there. Please don't trust them.
Yeah, don't do that.
Be wise.
Yes.
Use your discernment.
I was going to say that. She took that one. Yes,
so
use your
sorry.
discernment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anything more you want to elaborate on that?
Wow.
Or anything more I can elaborate for you?
Wow. I mean, you kind of like hit everything out of the park for me.
Yeah.
And I guess the big thing for myself, I know that I have to work through is the getting out of the head piece. Because I know for me, like, I just do that and then it kind of stops me in my tracks and then I don't move forward in that sense. So,
yeah. And just to validate you, I mean, when we, from a young age, we're building these relationships with people.
Right.
And we've said this before, where we're building relationships with our parental figures.
Right. Yes.
If our parental figures are not emotionally healthy,
right,
then that could cause a disconnect within the child.
Right.
So now the child is growing up with this distortion around them.
Yes.
And now their way of thinking is distorted. Their trust becomes distorted. You know, and then there's all these layers upon layers. So what we can do for ourselves is to witness to ourselves.
Right.
To be honest with ourselves about those experiences and where they live in us, and to choose, do I want to continue down this path? And this is what we call generational
trauma.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or do I want to clear that? Do I want to clear it for myself? Do I want to heal from that? Do I want to trust again? Do I want to trust in me?
Right.
Do I want to trust that no matter what decision I make, right or wrong, it's still going to be okay?
Ooh.
That it's another step to another place.
Wow.
Yeah. So I do encourage you, take some time, reflect on you and your experiences, and practice trusting yourself. Thanks for tuning in. We hope you watch us again soon.
Yes.
Remember, you are bigger than anything that you are going through or anything that is happening around you.